This is the PPC Tutor Podcast. Join us as we provide valuable tools, tips and resources, helping you to kickstart your PPC career.
Hi, thanks for joining me. This is Mike, and in this episode, I'm going to be talking about a topic that I find very interesting regarding Google Ads, and it's to do with budget, and something that a lot of people struggle with. You know, when they're starting with your Google Ads campaigns or even having advertised for some time, a lot of people struggle with budget. How much should I spend? You know, should I up my budget? Can I increase it? All these are questions people ask about budgets in Google Ads. But today I want to look at a starter budget in Google Ads. What's a good starter budget when you're looking to launch your campaign? So you've set up your search campaign, you want to advertise your products, your services, whatever you want to advertise. You know, you need to set a budget, which is a maximum you want to spend on a monthly or even a daily basis. So I'm going to be talking about, you know, maximum amount you should spend daily versus monthly. That's key when you're setting budgets. How to set it, you know, there's individual and shared budgets and so on, and it depends obviously on industries and whatever you're trying to achieve. So how much should you set when you're just starting? A lot of businesses start with small budgets, and that includes small and large businesses. I've worked with many large companies, and even they start with small budgets. So they want to test, they want to see what's working, what's not working, and then maybe start increasing it as they start to see the performance happen. So what I tend to find is a lot of businesses start with something like £300 a month. You know, it's a small budget, you know, but it can bring you something. It can bring you some clicks, it can bring you some impressions, and then you're able to see what searches and audiences and so forth that you're getting. So a lot of businesses start with about £300, $500, and you know that tends to be fine, but obviously it depends on the type of searches and the keywords that you're targeting. Some industries are competitive. We know that, you know, £10 a click. So for example, if you're getting like £10 a click and you've got your £300 budget, you're not going to get a lot of traffic. You know, you're just going to get like 30 clicks, and you know it's not really going to go far. And you tend to find that with finance industries, marketing, my own industry, you know, £6, £8, £10 a click is common, and you know that's what you're going to see. So it obviously depends on the average cost per click and what you set. So many businesses in those industries may start with like £500 or even up to £1,000, and that's fine, you know, and then you test it and then you see what you do. So keyword research is a key part of that. When you do keyword research, you can see what keywords you want to target. It helps you to sort of map out your campaign, which ad groups you should have, and what keywords and ads you should have in those ad groups. And when you do that keyword research, you know, there's a free tool in Google Ads, the Keyword Planner tool. If you go into Google Ads and go to tools and settings, you will see that. And just collect those keywords, group them together, and then just do some forecasting and see what that's telling you in terms of volumes and so forth. And it also shows you what likely returns you will get based on different conversion rates. So maybe a 5% conversion rate and you get 100 clicks, that will mean 5 sales or leads. So you got to think of all those things when you want to set your budget, what return you're going to get. So, you know, there is no fixed amount to say this is the right budget to start with. It depends on the industry. It depends on the type of keywords that you want to target, and so on and so forth. And then there's the daily and the monthly factor. In Google Ads, we normally talk of monthly budget, but you would set it on a daily amount in your specific campaign. So if you've got one campaign, you can obviously use shared budgets or have an individual budget. Now, the shared budget allows you to have, maybe when you've got multiple campaigns, you can then have one account budget, for example, and then just group all your campaigns in there, and it gives you more control on how much you're going to spend. The individual budget is obviously just for one campaign or something like that. If you've got lots of campaigns, it's harder to manage. Say you got 15 campaigns and each of them got individual budgets, it's harder to manage that daily spend and so forth, and you're likely to spend much more than you intended. So there's the daily and the monthly amount, and as I mentioned in Google Ads, we normally talk of monthly budgets, but in the campaign you would set it on a daily limit. So if your starting budget is like £600 or $600, you want to run it for 30 days, so you set it at £20 or $20 or something like that, and then just run it. On some days you will see the campaign spending more than normal, and some days it will spend slightly less. That shouldn't alarm you, because there are days when it gets busier, so the system drives more traffic, but they will never charge you more than, Google won't charge you more than your daily spend multiplied by 30 or 30.4, the average number of days in a month. So that's important for you to see, because some people go in there and they get alarmed. They look and they set maybe £100 budget daily, and suddenly they spend 200 or something like that. Don't worry about that. They're not going to charge you more than the daily times the maximum amount that you've set. So that's key to know as you're setting your budget, whether you're going to do it on an individual campaign or you're going to do it as a shared budget. And as I mentioned before, the industry you're in is key, because that determines the level of competition. Some industries are really competitive, and you need to really do your keyword research so you know what to start with. So a good starter budget really depends on various factors, as I was saying. It really depends on the industries. It depends on what your objectives and goals are, what keywords you're going for, and not just the keywords. It's also to do with the search queries, because the keywords that you add in your account are going to drive a wide range of searches, and some of those searches will be better than others. Some will be more relevant than others. Some won't be relevant. They will eat into your budget. You can block them, obviously, but sometimes you're going to get them because you won't have added them as negative keywords yet. So you got to take all those factors into consideration. What I would say, though, is a lot of people give up on Google Ads quickly. And one of the reasons why they give up quickly is because they're spending, and they don't seem to be getting as much as they expected in terms of returns. Google Ads is highly effective, and a lot of people see results from day one. That's common. But like any channel, like any form of advertising, you need to be patient. You need to give the ad some time to run. You're going to have to spend a little. You're going to have to test, maybe run some experiments. The beauty of it is really on the other side. When you get over that difficult part and your ads are really more targeted, your budget is really going to start going further, and you're going to see your return on ad spend is really good. So trust me, just work on it and continue improving it. Google Ads is the number one platform. It's amazing what guys are doing and the returns that they're getting from it. Return on ad spend over 200% is common with Google Ads, something that's hard to achieve with many channels. Some campaigns hit 1000% return on ad spend. 2,000 I've seen, and very possible. But the reason why many give up is because of budget. You know, some people spend £500 and they got a few inquiries and few sales, or maybe just one and or zero, but they give up too easily, and it's usually to do with spend, you know. And those who've stuck with it and have continued advertising, monitoring their campaigns, going in on a daily basis, especially in the first month, and just tweaking and tweaking, adding negative keywords, they're seeing massive returns. And a lot of companies, from my experience, that do any form of online advertising, most of them, when they get Google Ads right, they just then focus on Google Ads to the exclusion of everything else. Maybe not the best thing to do, but the honest truth is Google Ads is highly effective, very scalable. It allows you to really target people, who are really at that stage of wanting to purchase, people who really are interested in your products and services because they're searching. People on social media. Social media is good, Facebook ads is good, but those people aren't actively searching for your products or services. That's why Google Ads is so effective and allows you to really target those people. So budget is the thing that a lot of people struggle with when they're getting started, but that shouldn't deter you. Just focus on your budget. Start with a small one. Start with £500, £300, $400, whatever, and then just focus on improving the targeting. What you want to do is get to sort of 95%, 98% accuracy in terms of the searches that you're actually getting. I'm talking of search campaigns here because these are the primary campaign types. So you want to get it to 98%. So your search terms report is where you're going to spend a lot of time. You're going to spend time in there just checking out the actual searches that people are doing. That just shows you, where the interest is. And when you look at those search terms, it's not just the relevance of them. Yes, the relevance is key, but you also need to look at the conversions. What conversions are you getting? If a search has had maybe 30, 40 clicks or something like that, obviously depending on the industry, and the conversions are still at zero, maybe give it a bit more time if it's relevant. If it's not, block it, obviously. But if it's relevant and you are sure that it's a good search, it will convert with time. But as you're doing that, this is key. You need to look at engagement. You need to go into your Google Analytics, if you've got Google Analytics, and check out your bounce rate and just take a look and see how engaged people are. If people are getting there bouncing, so your bounce rate is like 90 something percent, 100%, maybe something is not right. You need to do something. You need to work on it and improve it. And check where they're going to, what they're looking at. There are platforms like Hotjar which allow you to see and record sessions that people take on your website, and you can see where they're going and where they drop off. And that's such a powerful system. It's a recording tool. If you search on Google, you'll find a few out there, and you can then just see where people are dropping off. And those are some of the things that have just helped me to see massive returns for my clients and for my own campaigns. Really getting people engaged. It's not about bringing that traffic through PPC ads. It's also about, keeping those people engaged on the website. And your budget is really going to go far. You're going to spend less for more return. And as you increase it over time, you're going to see those returns get even better and better. And you will spend maybe get to a point where you spend like $20,000, £20,000, and your turnover is even close to $1 million or something like that. Huge returns, which is really possible with Google Ads. So that's my take on it. Start with a small budget. Just focus on improving your campaign. Stick with it, and you will see massive returns. I guarantee it.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the PPC Tutor Podcast. To find out more, why not connect with us online by visiting our website at www.mikencube.co.uk. Join us again next time for more valuable tools, tips and resources helping you to kickstart your PPC career.